Attention, Madridistas! Breaking news in the transfer market that could completely reshape Real Madrid's midfield this European summer. Enzo Fernandez, Chelsea's midfield maestro and World Cup winner with Argentina, has reportedly given the green light to wear the white shirt under Xabi Alonso's command. Before we dive into all the details, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because here you get all the news about the biggest club on the planet. Let's get straight to the point. Xabi Alonso, newly arrived and already stepping on the accelerator, has been pushing the board to sign a world-class midfielder capable of controlling the pace of the game from start to finish. According to Fishages, the top target right now is Enzo Fernandez. The interest isn't new, but it has gained momentum in recent days because, and here's the detail that's ignited the Bernabeu, Enzo has reportedly made it clear that he's open to a move to Madrid. Yes, the player has given the initial okay for negotiations between the clubs to move forward, opening the door for one of the biggest moves of this transfer window, if Real Madrid can reach an agreement with Chelsea. Why Enzo? Xabi Alonso's tactical plan revolves around a midfielder who can alternate between rhythm and intensity without losing positional control. He sees the Argentine as a key piece in a double pivot system alongside Aurelien Tchouaméni, freeing up the creative player who threads the final pass, whether that's Jude Bellingham arriving from deep, an advanced playmaker, or even a false winger drifting inside. With Enzo at the base, Madrid would gain clean vertical passing, composure under pressure, precise switches of play, and, above all, the personality to demand the ball when the game gets tough away from home. He's the kind of player who transforms possession into territory and territory into control of time and space, two of the new coach's declared obsessions. Career context: Enzo came through River Plate, honed his skills in big games in Argentina, and truly exploded when he joined Benfica in the summer of 2022. Just 6 months were enough to catch the attention of all of Europe before Chelsea opened the wallet and paid a fortune to bring him to the Premier League. Since then, the Argentine has cemented himself as a starter, faced high-level challenges, maintained his form with the national team, and carries the title of 2022 World Cup champion. All this at just 24 years old. It's no surprise that elite clubs continue to monitor him, and that Real Madrid sees him as a long-term strategic opportunity. But wanting a player and taking him from Chelsea are two different things. The Blues have no intention of selling one of their crown jewels, especially after the huge investment made to bring him in from Benfica. To convince the London club, Real Madrid is reportedly preparing an offer of around €150 million. A massive figure, worthy of a European final, which puts pressure on all sides of the negotiation table. And how would they finance this move? Rumors suggest that Madrid's board is considering significant player sales. Names like Rodrigo, Eduardo Camavinga, and Fran Garcia have been mentioned internally as potential departures to generate cash or free up salary space. This doesn't mean all of them will be sold, but the club is evaluating bold financial scenarios because a bid of this size requires serious planning. Beyond the money, there's the sporting vision. Enzo sees the move as a logical step in a career that's only going up. World champion, Premier League experience, and the perfect age to enter the golden cycle of a generation aiming to dominate Europe over the next 5 years. Imagine the Argentine slotting into a squad that already has Tchouaméni, Valverde, Bellingham, and the recent technical legacy of the Kroos and Modric era, who still serve as reference points in the dressing room. Dynamism, youth, and class. This is the kind of signing that not only solves the short-term needs but also projects the future of the most iconic sector in Madrid's history, the midfield. Meanwhile, while this potential blockbuster deal dominates headlines, another saga is unfolding in Valdebebas, and this one is more delicate on a personal level. Dani Ceballos. Officially, he's still a Real Madrid player. In practice, he's made it clear he wants out. The midfielder, owner of a career filled with medals despite not being a guaranteed starter, La Liga, Champions League, Super Cups, wants to return to Real Betis, the club where he found love, playing time, and a true identity. And according to reports, he's even willing to accept a pay cut to make the move happen. So why hasn't it happened? Money, of course. According to Diario AS, Real Madrid values Ceballos at around €15 million. Betis, with limited funds, is said to have put an offer of just €5 million on the table. A big gap. Meanwhile, Madrid's wage bill continues to cover a player who feels secondary and who even posted a cryptic message on social media, later deleted, saying, "Nothing clears the conscience like, I tried everything." Doesn't that sound like a message? It's basically Ceballos saying, "I've done my part, Now it's on you. Whether subliminal or not, this uncertainty benefits no one. The question for Florentino Perez and the board is it worth holding on to a player to squeeze out a higher fee, at the risk of keeping an unhappy player who takes up space and weighs on the payroll? Or would it be better to be flexible, let Ceballos go out of respect for his wishes, and free up resources, even if smaller, that could be directed toward the pursuit of Enzo Fernandez or other reinforcements? In high-level markets, sometimes losing a little now prevents losing much more later. And never forget, a happy locker room wins games. And since we're talking about the market and defensive reinforcements, let's move on to the third update. Ibrahima Konate, Liverpool's defender. The Frenchman has entered Real Madrid's radar as a possible addition to the defensive line, which the board considers a structural priority for upcoming seasons, especially given the tight schedule and need for rotation. But hold on, according to transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, speaking to DAZN, the chances of Konate wearing white this summer are just 15%. Liverpool wants to keep him and is trying to renew his contract, so any immediate deal looks complicated. Real Madrid's interest is real, but for now, likely with next summer in mind. Even so, 15% isn't zero. Situations change quickly in the European market, especially if other pieces start to move. For example, if sales like those of Rodrigo, Camavinga, or Fran Garcia generate unexpected funds, or if an injury shifts the coaching staff's priorities. Konate's name remains on the watch list. Physically strong, quick in open play, comfortable defending a high line, and with great recovery speed, he fits perfectly into Madrid's vision of an aggressive pressing style. He would be an ideal complement to relieve the workload of established defenders during a long season. Let's tie these three fronts together to understand Xabi Alonso's puzzle. First block, control of rhythm and passing quality. That's where Enzo Fernandez comes in. Second block, squad trimming, wage management, and respecting player wishes. Enter Dani Ceballos, whose exit could free up both space and atmosphere. Third block, defensive reinforcement for long competitions, monitoring opportunities like Konate. If Madrid can advance even slightly on each front, the squad will come out of the summer much more balanced than it entered. Imagine a scenario where Ceballos is released, funds come from smart sales, Enzo arrives to form a pivot with Tchouaméni, Valverde continues as the box-to-box engine, Bellingham alternates between free playmaker and second striker, and the defense gets a new athletic profile in the next window with Konate or a similar name. This is a project of hegemony. Of course, it all depends on tough negotiations, and we know, Chelsea drives hard bargains, Betis counts every penny, and Liverpool won't let a key player go without a fight. But Madrid has proven countless times that it finds ways when it really wants a player. Now I want to hear from you. Would it be worth paying €150 million for Enzo Fernandez if it means negotiating the departure of beloved squad members? Should Real Madrid make it easier for Ceballos to leave out of respect for his wishes, even if the club gets less than it wants? And what about Konate? Would you wait until the next window or push for a move now before other giants get involved? Leave your comment below because the Madridista community reads everything and debates hard. Hit that like button because it really helps us. Share this video with that friend who never stops talking about transfers. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates on transfers, training sessions, or Real Madrid news. Thanks for watching this video until the end. Madridista. Hala Madrid and see you next time.